بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. So, Alhamdulillah, we have tawfiq to start our series on followership. I'm sure KLC brothers and sisters are familiar with this. This idea came to my mind when I was giving a lecture about wilaya, social wilaya in Brampton. I think Brother Mubarak and Jihad were there, yeah? A few years ago. And maybe we had also some other KLC brothers and sisters. So that lecture is available, alhamdulillah. So when I was talking about social wilaya, one idea also that came to my mind, of course, when I say came to my mind, it's not that it came from vacuum. It means like fruit of previous thinking, that we many times hear people run or attend workshops on leadership, non-Muslims or Muslims, they have lots of workshops, courses on leadership. And I said, I am not against this. I think it can be useful, but I think we need more preparation for becoming good followers. Yeah, because how many leaders we need? We don't need many leaders. What do we need? All of us to be good followers. Plus, my understanding is that no one can be a good leader unless is a good follower first. And I mentioned two examples in that lecture. One was about our, maraja. Maraja normally have a circle of some of the best students who are continuously consulted. Okay, so there's a group of mujtahideen who are themselves very advanced, but normally they are senior students of that marja, that when there is anything new in the presence of marja, they discuss. And normally Maraja don't make a new fatwa about an emerging issue unless they discuss it in this circle. This is very good practice, because although you are a qualified expert, you need to discuss it with others and listen to them, and then you can make up your mind. Okay, it's very wise. So, who can be the next marja? A student who is very talented and works hard and prepares himself for marja'iyah, or a student who is very intelligent, works hard and tries to help the existing marja? I think the one who tries to become the next marja, we don't have that much hope in them. But those who try to serve the existing marja, and they believe in their wisdom, they believe in their services for Islam, and they say we are happy to give our life so that he can continue, not only from a spiritual perspective they are more successful, but also from educational perspective they are in the best position to learn. If you love your teacher and believe in his wisdom, you can better appreciate. Okay? So, the sincere, selfless students are in a better position to learn from their teacher than selfish students who want to replace him. And in their heart, they are waiting for the day that, they take over. They say one of ulama who was very established and people thought he should be the next marja, he didn't accept. And when they asked him why, he said, when that marja of time passed away, I felt there is a subtle happiness in my heart. And I couldn't find any reason, there was nothing happy there. So he said, then I doubted myself. I said, maybe this is my ego. I'm happy that now I'm going to become the next person. So he didn't accept. So it's good that they examine, of course, themselves. So this was one example. The other example was example of Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam. Maybe some people were thinking about becoming successor to the Prophet. Maybe some people were even planning for that. But Amirul Mu'minin never, did anything so that he becomes the successor to the Prophet. He only had one dream, that Rasulullah becomes successful, even if he's going to be killed for this many times, he was happy. He didn't plan anything for himself. He was so loyal and so devoted and dedicated that he was taking every word of the Prophet or silence of the Prophet or gesture of the Prophet very, seriously. And he knew that there is wisdom in everything. They try to please the Prophet. And I think such people are the best people to learn. And if they survive after the demise of the existing leader, they can be the next leader. So, after that lecture, this idea of followership became more clear in my mind. Then I went back to UK. I invited about maybe 10, 15 Shia brothers and sisters to my office. And these are the people that offer courses, workshops in London. And I shared with them the idea. And for that session, I wanted to think what are some of the good characteristics of good followers. And I don't know, maybe 16 characteristics came to my mind. So I shared with them the idea, the characteristics, and they were very happy. And we discussed how we can have some programs for that, which still has not happened. But the idea was that maybe in future we can have some programs for the youths that they can be taught but also trained for this purpose. Inshallah, maybe in future this happens. We had 2 sessions, and then as a Hujjat Academy course, Alhamdulillah, in 2016 we started a series of courses in Stanmore. So maybe, I don't know, was the 10th round or something like that, we discussed followership. So the lectures for this course are available. And then in one of the KLC retreats, we had a brief presentation. And also in one of my visits in Montreal, when we had breakfast with some of the brothers, Brother Jawad and others, then a good discussion came up about reliability. And then in Ottawa, we had, I don't know, it was graduation ceremony, whatever, I talked about reliability. It was a winter. So then one of our sisters, Sister Anna, worked on transcripts and that lecture and organized them, and my wife also worked. So Alhamdulillah, this book came a few months ago. You must have received, lessons on followership, characteristics of true Shia. So Alhamdulillah, this idea is now being more developed. And as you see, I mentioned to you the details because I think these details are important, because every book is like a child, has a history. and different stages of upbringing of the child is very important. And I'm not very successful maybe, but I try not to dismiss any idea that I hear or comes to mind, and give it attention and share it, discuss it, write about it, because I think these are blessings of Allah. If you are grateful, inshallah they come more. If you are not grateful to these ideas, they say goodbye, we go somewhere else. So we try to take these ideas seriously. Later, when I shared, not later than the course, I mean later than the lecture in Toronto, maybe some of the brothers here remember in WhatsApp we were talking about this, and then actually we found in the Western academia also there are people who have highlighted followership, and even it goes back to the time of ancient Greek philosophers that they talk about followership. So we are not the only people who know the value of followership. And one of the things that also came to my mind in the early stages was that actually Shia means to be follower. Yeah, we knew that, but I didn't think about this in Brampton. Later, when I was preparing these notes, then actually this is very obvious. To be Shia means to be follower. So we came to the same thing, but from another angle. It's very good that when you come to the same conclusion from a different route, it confirms. So what inshallah we are going to do is just to have a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes, I just share something about definition of the Shia, and then inshallah we continue tomorrow. So the core of Shia identity is to be a follower. Let me just go to the definition, some technical definition of the Shia. You have this in this book and also in Shia Islam Origins and Faiths and Practices. For example, you find Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, who died in 330 after Hijrah. Okay, it's more than 1,000 years ago. He's one of the famous writers on Islamic denominations and sects. In his book Maqalatul Islamiyyin wa Ikhtilaful Musallin, he says, he's not Shia. He says, وَإِنَّمَا قِيلَ لَهُمُ الشِّيعَةِ. Why Shia are called Shia? Because he writes on Islamic sects. He says they are called Shia لأنهم شايعوا عليا رضوان الله عليه. Because Shia follow Ali. Because Shia comes from Shaya'a. Shaya'a has two meanings. One is to spread. Sha'a yashi'u means to spread. إن الذين يحبون أن تشيع الفاحشة. So this means to spread. But another meaning of Shia is to follow. We are called Shia because of following. Yeah, inshallah, if we follow, we spread also. But the main focus is not to spread. The main focus is to follow. So, إنما قيل لهم الشيعة لأنهم شايعوا عليا رضوان الله عليه. Okay? Because they follow Ali. وَيُقَدِّمُونَهُ عَلَى سَائِرِ أَصْحَابِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم, he says. So, he says they prefer Ali over other companions of the Prophet. So, they have a special relation of followership and discipleship with Ali. It's a good definition. Another definition, which is actually maybe better or more accurate, is by Shahrastani in Al-Milal. Again, he's a Sunni scholar, famous for this book on Islamic sects and denominations. He is later than Ash'ari, Ash'ari was in the 4th century, he's in the 6th century. He says, Ash-Shi'atu alladhina shaya'u aliyan radiyallahu an ala al-khusus. Shia are those who follow Ali in particular. وَقَالُوا بِإِمَامَتِهِ وَخِلَافَتِهِ. They believe in imamate and successorship of Ali. But, very good technical point. Not by accident, not because they just loved, Ali, for example, because they had a special, ethnic or other kinds of relation with Ali. Yeah? Why we follow Imam Ali alayhi salam? Nassan wa wasiyatan. Because they believe that through designation, Ali was someone who was appointed, and Rasulullah made this clear. Nassan. Nas means to explicitly say something. So through designation of Rasulullah, of course Allah is the one who appoints, but Rasulullah declared. So Shia say that we believe in Imam of Amirul Mu'mineen based on the instruction from Rasulullah. Nassan wa wasiyatan. He made this clear, and he also advised us to follow Amirul Mu'mineen after him. He appointed him as his wasi, as his successor. Very good definition. So, for us to be followers is part of our identity, because Shia means to follow Rasulullah, and then because of Rasulullah we follow Amirul Mu'mineen and other Imams. But inshallah what we want to discuss is first to see that what are the characteristics that make you good followers, and secondly to see whether this followership is only for Imams or it should come also in the organizational structure that we have in our community. For example, what about our role with our maraja? Can we as community make success if we don't follow our maraja, for example? Or if we don't follow our ulama? Okay, so we will inshallah talk about all this. Basically, we should be so much selfless that at the same time that we appreciate our free will, we know that if knowledge and taqwa is somewhere, we should also obey, we should also follow. We don't follow that person, we follow those qualities that are there, and they are all connected. If I am to be a good follower of our Imams, I have to be able also to be a good follower to my leaders, to my maraja, okay? Or when a community makes decision, we need to be respecting the decision which is made collectively. It's part of followership. If every person wants to make decision for himself or herself, then we cannot move forward as a community. We will talk inshallah about all these things. So this is just an introduction for today. Inshallah tomorrow we will start inshallah from 8:30 this idea of followership. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. How many people have the book Followership? Only a few. Okay. So, because we don't have many in Iran, we have it in UK, but inshallah we will see how we can share, inshallah. But I think it's on the website. I have to check. I think it's... Okay, you may have questions, but I don't want to take the rest of the time. Inshallah, tomorrow, if you have any question from today, inshallah, tomorrow we will have time for receiving your questions, which are very important. So, Sister Isra, so what do you want to do now? Okay, you want to, okay. So now we have some announcement, and then inshallah will be Ahkam class for brothers and sisters in different floors, inshallah. بله.